Hi guys, and welcome to our WWE Hell in a Cell 2021 prediction video. So yes, I am back once again with Callum. Sadly, Laura couldn't be with us. I was planning for her to be in this video because I like to swap and change, but fortunately she's a bit under the weather at the minute. But she assures me that she will definitely be back for the July pay-per-view, whatever that will be. But yes, I'm back with Callum once again. Woohoo! Hi, Callum.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, unfortunately, you're going to have to deal with second best this time, it seems.
Yeah, don't worry, Laura's back. Get out.
You've got your hand off me back.
Get out. Okay. I guess Hell in a Cell has come up to us a lot sooner than I expected, because Hell in a Cell usually is a pay-per-view in October. It has been the last few years. But yeah, it's been pushed up to June this year. And Hell in a Cell usually is a really fun pay-per-view. You know, last year we got 3 really good Hell in a Cell matches, with Sasha and Bayley main eventing. We got Roman and Jey Uso in the I Quit match. And we got Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton, which was a really good match too. So, we are back this year with another Hell in a Cell prediction of pay-per-view. So, Callum, are you looking forward to Hell in a Cell with Bobby's cool shades?
Yeah, I mean, I am and I'm not in some ways. Like you said, it has come a lot earlier than it normally would, but I just think, well, when we get to the matches, we'll talk about them. But some of the booking for most of them has just been a bit repeat and a bit, especially on the Raw side of things, which makes up most of the matches even. So, yeah. Anyway.
Okay, well, let's get to it then. Okay, so first match we have is a singles match. Yes, we have Alexa Bliss going up against Shayna Baszler with Nia Jax and Reginald.
I am so fired up.
Yes. Callum, can I just ask you 2 questions? Well, 2 questions. So sure. Shayna Baszler, do you remember when she became 2-time NXT Women's Champion?
Yes, yeah.
First ever. Do you also remember when she absolutely dominated the Elimination Chamber last year? Incredible.
Yeah.
And do you remember when Alexa Bliss used to be with Bray Wyatt? And that was really good. Really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Who have you got? Who have you got and why?
Alexa Bliss, I guess. I don't know. I mean, all we've got now is centered around this doll, Lily. I mean, geez. Yeah, and I didn't even think that Shayna and Nia were even part of a team anymore because Shayna's been mostly by herself the last few weeks, but now Reginald and Nia are with her at ringside at Hell in a Cell. I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. I'm just hoping the match is somewhat decent, but the build has been over a doll. And that just seems really, what's the match for? Because Shayna Baszler stood on it and, some pyro blew off. And honestly, she should have won the championship at WrestleMania last year. She was kind of robbed of that. I think everyone expected her to win it. And then since then, she's been on this constant downward spiral pretty much as part of a tag team with Nia Jax. I mean, they had tag team gold.
She was okay with Nia Jax for quite a while.
Yeah, they had tag team gold, but then now, it's not where she could have been if she had beaten Becky. And, WWE knew Becky was going to leave soon anyway. So I don't know why they just didn't have Shayna win. But anyway, it's been a bit of a decline. But and I don't think she'll beat Alexa since Alexa doesn't really wrestle that often. So if she is to win, if she is to have a match, you would assume she would win it. So, yeah, Alexa Bliss, although I don't really care.
Yep, I'm right with you, Callum. Alexa Bliss, because why would she lose? This is her gimmick now. She's like the female Bray Wyatt. I just don't care about her character anymore because they ruined it at WrestleMania, in my opinion. What that? But anyway, I'm not going to say that. So yeah, Alexa Bliss, and that's all I've got to say. Cause I just couldn't care less. So, as much as I like Alexa Bliss. As much as I like Shayna Baszler, I just don't care about this feud or this match a single bit. This could be a raw match for all I care. It really could. But yeah, I'm sure there'll be some spooky shenanigans and Reginald and Nia will try and help Shayna Baszler. But Whatever. Let's move on. Let's move on to the good stuff now. Yes, the 4 good matches. Okay, next up we have. Let me have a quick look. What can I do next? Okay, yeah. Okay, next up we have is a singles match for the WWE Raw Women's Championship. Yes, we have the champion Rhea Ripley defending her belt up against Charlotte Flair. So, yes. I'll start with this one, shall I? I'm not a fan of how Charlotte's just got on another match, even though I know she beat. But who did she beat to get this match? Because I think was it Nikki Cross?
Asuka. She lost to Asuka the first Raw after Backlash, and then she beat her the Raw after. Yet Asuka's not going to do this. And then Nikki Cross, she has. I don't even know. Anyway, well, I think Nikki Cross has has beaten Charlotte and Rhea, and then beat them as part of a tag team with Asuka last week, I think. Whether that was by something, I don't even know what's going on. But we have Charlotte.
Raw is just so at the minute. But anyway, last night there was a big brawl between Rhea and Charlotte. I think did Nikki Cross beat Charlotte via shenanigans or something? Because and then Rhea Ripley standing tall over her or something.
I'm not really sure, to be honest.
Okay. I only watched the highlight. Anyway, so there was a big brawl last night between Charlotte and Rhea. Yeah, cool. And this one's probably maybe the hardest to call, because you could say Rhea retains because this is her second defense now after WrestleMania Backlash and that triple threat. But I think there was a slight possibility that maybe Charlotte wins it here just to pad out her record, and maybe Rhea can win it back maybe at SummerSlam or the next pay-per-view. And Rhea and Charlotte go back and forth, hot potatoing the belt, just like Sasha and Charlotte did several years ago. I don't want that to happen, though, so I'm going to say Rhea Ripley retains, probably with a clean win over Charlotte. So it's a big statement because she pinned Asuka at WrestleMania Backlash. So if she pins Charlotte here, that's a big statement for Rhea Ripley. And I just think, she deserves to hold it for a bit longer. And I just think if Charlotte wins it, everyone's just going to go, oh. So, Rhea Ripley to retain. Callum.
Yeah. This one I'm not really certain on. Because it's not inside Hell in a Cell, which, people thought it may have been. It still could be announced before Sunday, you never know. But then I feel like that then leaves it open for more matches between the two of them that's not going to finish in the Cell. So maybe at Money in the Bank or SummerSlam or whatever comes next, there's another match, another singles match between them, and then maybe Charlotte wins it later on. But then there's something telling me that she could win now as well. But it would be too early to take it away from Rhea Ripley.
Yeah.
But then I feel like, I don't know. Let's just go with Rhea because the feud and let's just go with Rhea, and then maybe Charlotte wins it later on down the line. But we'll see.
Simple as that, really, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, Rhea. Okay, both with Rhea. But Charlotte, I do think there's the possibility that Charlotte may have a chance. Okay, up next we have weird. Okay, we have a last chance Hell in a Cell match. This is your last chance. We have a last chance Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Championship. Yes, we have the almighty Bobby Lashley with MVP. Almighty Bobby Lashley with MVP defending his belt up against Drew McIntyre. So yes, this is the third and last chance, final match between Drew and Bobby Lashley. Now, of course, at WrestleMania, Bobby beat Drew with MVP's help a little bit, but then at WrestleMania Backlash, Bobby beat Braun Strowman when Drew was out of the ring in that triple threat match, and now this is the third and final match between them. I know everyone's getting a bit tired of Drew. As much as I love Drew, they are starting to really just over push him in the main event scene. I'm happy this is the last chance. So if Drew loses this, he can never face Bobby again for the title, which is an interesting stipulation. And yes, of course, Drew beat Kofi in the number one contendership match to get this match. And it should be a good match. Drew and Bobby have good matches. I like their match at WrestleMania. The triple threat at WrestleMania Backlash was really good. But I think, given what happened on Raw last night, where Drew McIntyre pinned Bobby Lashley with a clean claymore, that's the first time someone's pinned Bobby Lashley this year. So that's a pretty big deal. So I think because of that's happened, and I think Bobby Lashley is definitely retaining this weekend, because I think they're building him up for a certain at SummerSlam, which I think will be a really big match. Bobby and Brock at SummerSlam. So yeah, and I just don't think Drew's winning. And I think maybe a certain Kofi Kingston might turn heel and help, because there's something going on between MVP and Kofi backstage. So maybe Kofi helps Bobby out or something. I don't know. We could see, but yeah, the almighty Bobby Lashley retains, because he deserves to have it till at least SummerSlam to face Bork Laser. Yeah. So Callum, who have you got, Bobby or Drew?
Yeah, the last chance thing kind of makes me think, oh, it's Drew's last chance. That means he's going to win. I remember something similar happening with John Cena and The Miz in a steel cage or something, like, when that, like 2010 or 11, whatever that was, and John Cena ended up winning it as the last chance, But I feel like whatever they're teasing with Kofi, maybe the defense between Drew and Brock for Bobby could be Kofi, because I feel like that would be a good match. And so obviously there's been that thing backstage with MVP and Kofi and the New Day, and I feel like Kofi would be good to have a match with Bobby at one of the next pay-per-views. But yeah, I don't know, there's something that tells me that Drew should win here. But then if Drew does win, then there may be a bit of backlash on it. Because, like you said, people are starting to get a little bit bored of Drew McIntyre. I mean, since
the main event,
in the main event, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was, battling Sheamus for the United States Championship, I don't think anyone would have a problem with it. But it's been since the Royal Rumble last year. He's constantly been in the main event, and only really when he feuded with Sheamus at Fastlane did he really kind of slip down, and that was. And he was still top there. He was still kind of feuding with, Bobby, Miz, and whoever it was at the time who was around there. So, I think it's time for Drew to take a little step back from being so much in the main event, and then, he can come back a bit later on. But yeah, so I'll go for Bobby to retain, because, hopefully, we do get Brock versus Bobby at SummerSlam, which is supposed to be the plan. But I suppose we'll see. But yeah, Bobby to retain.
Well, Bobby Lashley doesn't have to have the belt for them to have a match. I don't think that match needs the belt. So I think Brock and Bobby sold itself, really. But anyway, that's 2 months. That's 2 months away. So we'll. But like you said, Drew has been, apart from Fastlane, Drew has been in a championship match every pay-per-view this year so far, apart from Fastlane, where he faced Sheamus. But as much as I do love the big Scottish bastard, he does need to WWE need to stop pushing in the main event for just a little bit. But yes, we will see. But we've both got Bobby Lashley to retain. Yeah, go on, Bobby. Okay, on to the next two, the final two matches. Yes, okay. Yes, we have another singles match. I thought this was a Hell in a Cell match, but no, it says singles match for the SmackDown Women's Championship. Yes, we have I was going to say the boss then. Yes, we have Bianca Belair defending her belts up against Bayley. So yes, this is a rematch from WrestleMania Backlash. Callum, take it away. Who have you got, Bianca or Bayley? That's Bayley's new gimmick.
The main center point of this feud has been laughter. There was that thing with weeks ago with Bayley's face on all the Thunderdome cameras when she was laughing. That was quite creepy.
It was so stupid. Like that. Oh God. Okay, go on.
The Ding Dong Hello from last week, where Bianca came out after the set was ruined and then laughed at Bayley. So laughter seems to be the main kind of theme for this feud so far.
God.
But like Rhea Ripley, like we said for WrestleMania Backlash, it would be too early for either of them to lose it. But then I hate betting against no title changes on pay-per-view, but but I know I'm going to go with my head. Basically, Bailey doesn't need it. She has only not well, it's only the last Hell in a Cell that she lost her, 500-day long reign, and that wasn't, I know it's obviously almost in the middle of June
500 days.
Not that long ago.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think Bianca to retain only because same as Rhea, she hasn't had it for long enough. It's only had one defense. So yeah, I think Bianca should retain only because she hasn't done enough for it yet for me. But she's still got time.
Yeah, I fully agree as well. I think Bianca Belair will retain. The EST. Yeah, I thought this was a Hell in a Cell match, but it's not. There's only 2 Hell in a Cell matches on the card. One which we'll talk about next, and of course Drew and Bobby is Hell in a Cell as well. So surprising. I thought one of the women's matches would be Hell in a Cell. Maybe on this Friday, Bailey or Bianca go, it's Hell in a Cell. Something like that.
It still could be Seth Rollins and Cesaro inside a cell.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, we'll talk about that at the end. We'll predicted matches. Yeah, okay. So yeah, I have Bianca Belair to retain as well because I just think keep it. I haven't really got one much of a reason. Just Bianca's been great as champion, and I just think this feud with Bailey has been good, but just keep it on Bianca for a bit longer. Yeah, till at least SummerSlam. So yeah, go Bianca Belair. The EST will will retain.
Plus, the last win she had against Bailey wasn't even clean anyway. It was like wrapping her thing around it, and Bailey kind of had the shoulder. Whatever it was a screwy finish at WrestleMania Backlash anyway. So she needs a credible, proper win, and I feel like that'll probably come against her at Hell in a Cell. Yeah. Okay.
Pretty much in agreement, and I think we're going to be in full agreement with the main event too. So yes. I'll acknowledge him. Okay, on to the main event. Yes, we have a Hell in a Cell match for the WWE Universal Championship. Yes, we have the Tribal Chief, the head of the table. Yes, we have Roman Reigns defending his belt with Paul Heyman, going up against Rey Mysterio. My goodness, with Dominic Mysterio. So yes, Rey is back in the main event, feuding for one of the top belts. It's been a while. Yeah, and I'm happy for Rey. I really am. Even though I do think this is going to be a very hard match to watch. Poor Rey. He is gonna get battered. I think Roman's just gonna ragdoll him all around that cell. Anyway, Callum, go ahead.
Yeah. The main grievance that I have about this is that Rey and Dominic are the tag champs, and technically, I mean, we always complained throughout the end of last year, start of this year, when it was the women's tag belts that were always involved in the women's. So, and I feel like it's a bit, hypocritical not to say that, it should probably be the Mysterios versus the Usos or something here for the belt. But, they had that, they're kind of in the feud because the Usos obviously could have won them, and then Roman's gotten involved and kicked, Rey and Dominic's asses and all those kind of things. Roman has powerbombed Dominic out of the ring at such a crazy angle. Obviously, there's a crash mat underneath, but it looks like he's genuinely killed him. Yeah. Rey and Dominic were kendo sticking Roman Reigns last week, and it literally just shrugged it off like he was being hit by. Like he kind of sold his. He kind of looked like his leg was hurt. And next minute, he's hitting a Superman punch and a spear, and he's normally. He
sold it a little bit. He was going but while he was punching Rey,
I mean, you can't have him, looking, weak. Look, listen, I would love this guy to be the one that's taken that belt away from him, but it's definitely not going to be the case. Nope. As much as I would love Rey Mysterio to have one last world title reign before he retired, I'm not sure I can see it happening, especially not now, and to beat Roman for it. I mean, hopefully they'll give him a few chances to pin him, at least, some 619, some splashes, some, I don't want it to be a squash for Rey.
You're going to be disappointed.
It would be disappointing. Not just because I love Rey, but also because it's Hell in a Cell, and, you need to make the most of the stipulation and, give Rey a chance, which is hence it's probably why it's Hell in a Cell. Plus, it's inside Hell in a Cell. You don't have the outside influence. Jey Uso wandered off in SmackDown last week. Jimmy Uso's not really with him. I know that's going to be part of its own feud, and it might just be a bit of a, Jey was probably just, it's all a work, and it may be that they do get involved in the match somehow. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to do a Laura. I'm not going to go Randy Orton. I'm not going to say Rey Mysterio. As much as I'd love to go with Rey Mysterio, I couldn't in all conscience say that he's going to win, which is why, unfortunately, I'm going to have to go for Roman Reigns. And I've got a Roman Reigns Acknowledge Me t-shirt coming too, so it's going to rub it in my face on Monday morning when I wake up to see that Rey Mysterio has been squashed in 21 seconds inside Hell in a Cell.
No, it won't be 21 seconds.
No.
I think it'll go at least 15, 20 minutes, but it's just going to be brutal. Yeah, I think Rey will get some offense in. He will get. It won't be a full-on squash, but Roman will dominate most of the match. Yeah. And I think at one point it's going to get so bad, Dominic's going to be like, Dad, please, Roman, please stop, because Roman's just going to be pummeling Rey all over the cell. It's going to be really hard to watch. But yeah, like I said, Rey will get a few moves and he maybe hit a 619 out of nowhere, a splash out of nowhere, and Roman kicks out at one and just goes, no. I think that was a mistake. So yeah, I do think that Roman will retain absolutely, because there's heavy reports of him facing John Cena at SummerSlam, which I think will be.
I would like to see that.
That could be a really good match if that happens. So I fully expect Roman to retain, but I think Rey will put in a good performance, but Roman will force Rey to acknowledge him. So pretty straightforward. Okay, so that is the 5 matches for Hell in a Cell. Now we'll briefly talk about matches that might get announced. Of course, Callum said earlier, Cesaro and Seth, I think, is penciled in because they've been feuding. Obviously, Cesaro faced Roman at WrestleMania Backlash. He lost, but it was a valiant effort. And then Seth came out at the end and beat up Cesaro, and then he beat him up some more on SmackDown. But then Cesaro got his own back on Bailey's Ding Dong talk show and he tore off Seth's pants. Woo! Cesaro's getting all saucy. Oh yes. But anyway, if that match happens, who have you got, Callum? If and when that match happens,
I feel like Cesaro's push may be over. He had his good big WrestleMania win against Seth. He had his match against Roman, in which he came close. But I feel like if they're eventually going to build up Seth, if it's not going to be John Cena, it may be Seth at SummerSlam, or at some point for Seth to be some kind of challenger, he would need to get past Cesaro. So I would probably say, if it was Cesaro and Seth again, Seth.
Okay. It's a tough one because I think Cesaro deserves to get payback, because Seth's been beaten up constantly. I mean, really some nasty beat up angles after WrestleMania Backlash, especially when Cesaro was battered after going 25 minutes with Roman. And then obviously more on SmackDown, but at least Cesaro did get some payback with throwing him through a door and ripping his trousers off. But it's tricky because Seth doesn't need a win, but I'm going to say Cesaro if that match happens, because I just think Cesaro deserves some payback. But that being said, Seth could win because Seth is due a win as well. Okay. All right. Well, that has been our Hell in a Cell prediction video. Yes, thank you for joining me, Callum. It has been a pleasure as always.
Always a pleasure.
Woo! So yes, I've just checked, and Money in the Bank is confirmed. Well, I think confirmed for July. So I should be back with Laura and Liam for Money in the Bank. In what's up? Oh, I thought you were. And yes, and then Callum will and then Callum, Laura, and Liam, the 4 of us, will all be back for SummerSlam in August. Good, that's crept on us quickly, hasn't it? SummerSlam is in 2 months. Good God. Okay. Well, thank you for watching, guys. Thank you for joining me, Callum, and we hope you all enjoy Hell in a Cell. Woo!
Enjoy.